Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a great time to be on tonight's program. We've been back. Fortunately, it's been a month since the last time we did a show. Episode 3 has been a bit of a hot minute, and now we're finally on episode 4. We got a lot of stuff for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be mainly focusing on the NBA playoffs. We already got a couple of game ones underway. Game twos are also wrapping up for some teams. And we got some other game twos coming on tonight and tomorrow. So we got a lot of stuff to unpack. But in this week's episode of 6 for 6, we're looking at the key pivotal games that's going to decide a lot of these game series in the upcoming first round of the NBA draft. Without further ado, let's do a quick recap to where we left off on our journey of getting the nice, perfect 6 for 6 class. So last time, you could all remember, way back in March, we did the women's section of March Madness. We were able to get our picks 3 for 3. So go back and listen to that podcast to figure where we were during March. I understand there's a gap between now and then, but now we're going to have an episode to really fill in the time. We're going to try to do this more, make our Instagram page more sports related. So, we're going to try to go to sporting events, take pictures, post it on our Instagram, make it more lively than us just talking about, the 6 best games to watch. We're going to try to attend these events and throw them maybe as a honorable mention or as a 6 spot or maybe the 1 spot, because that means we're at it. We get to cover it and take wonderful pictures of it. But like I said, we went 3 for 3 last episode. So that improves our record to 6, 11, and 1 this year in season 3. We're definitely making some improvements. Hopefully we get all 6 right in our predictions for the NBA playoffs for games 3 and games 2 this week. Hopefully we get that. And now then we will eventually become, 12, 11, and 1, which would be great going into, episode 5 of season 3 of 6 for 6. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to our picks. And we're going to try to keep it relatively short because we know we got some games going on. The Celtics are playing tonight right now. So we're trying to, keep you guys watching that as well as us get through our program so you guys know what to expect. So in the 6th slot, we got the Timberwolves and the Nuggets game 2, ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday, April 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time on TNT. Ladies and gentlemen, we're already all starting off the interesting part of it. The Denver Nuggets taking care of business in game 1 against the Timberwolves, scoring 109-80. So the Wolves are trying to dig themselves out of this deep, dark hole in the mind of the Denver Nuggets. Well, the odds are not in their favor. They are not a favorite in this one, the Timberwolves. They have an 18% chance of victory. And plus, the Nuggets are at home again in game 2. So this is a dire steal scenario. Yes, if they don't steal, they'll be all right. But stealing in game 2 is very critical for the Wolves to have a chance to stay alive in this series. But I think the Denver Nuggets are going to hold down the fort and keep things going and keep the Timberwolves trapped inside that mine. And the Denver Nuggets will take care of the victory and be staying on top of their mountain in that sense, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have the Denver Nuggets taking care of business in this one. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Lakers Grizzlies game 2, Wednesday, April 19th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on TNT. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grizzlies faltered on this game, and in game 1, they lose, 128-112. Very, as we know in the West, it's very offensive heavy. And you need defense to be able to, lock down some of the key shooters in the West, but in the West, you're really going to outscore each other. So it's not going to be an easy task, I would say, no doubt about it. But the Grizzlies probably not going to lose game 2. I understand LeBron in the playoffs is hard work and dedication. It's tough to beat LeBron in the playoffs in the first round. So that's why you could see the Grizzlies slipping in game 1, which is practical sense. It's going to happen. But I think the Grizzlies are going to come out in game 2, come out swinging and take care of business and make the series 1-1. The Lakers did what they had to do. They had to steal one on the road to make the series a little bit easier for themselves since they are a 7th seed in this scenario. But the Lakers only have roughly almost a 39% chance of victory compared to the Memphis Grizzlies, almost 61% chance of victory. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's got to put in some work for the Grizzlies to take care of this dub, secure the home court advantage, and because they already lost it, because they lost game 1. So now they have to redeem themselves in game 2, and I think they have what it takes to redeem themselves in game 2. So I'm going to fear the Bear and Memphis Grizzlies and taking care of the business in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Next up in the 4th slot, we have the Heat Bucks game 2 Wednesday, April 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time on NBA TV. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is a critical game for the Milwaukee Bucks, ladies and gentlemen. The Heat are leading this series, and Giannis Antetokounmpo goes down in game 1 of the series, questionable for the remaining of the series. So the question is, does the Bucks have what it takes to survive the series, or will we see a game 7 with Giannis coming back in game 6 or late game 6 and trying to come back in game 7 and keep the Bucks alive in their playoff hunt for the NBA Finals? Well, I think the Bucks are going to probably rush Giannis in game 2, but you don't want to fall down. So they may keep him tentative and, maybe start him out early in the first quarter and get him in, keep him warmed up, then bench him. Maybe he's a second half type of game time decision where you see how it goes in the first quarter. And if you need to pull him out there, you put him out there in the second quarter to try to swing it back your other way. But you got to make sure you got to keep the runs consistent when you're trying to do that decision. But ESPN statistics right now are having the Bucks as a, almost 82% chance of victory, even though Giannis is doubtful in this scenario for tomorrow's game. Well, we'll see. Like I said, it's a day-to-day type of injury. We'll probably know more closer to game time. But I feel like since it's more like one of those questionable things for the series, this is a pivotal game 2 for the Bucks. So this is where the bench has to step up and take care of business. But I believe in the Bucks to take care of the Miami Heat. I could see this in 6 for the Bucks, but now with Giannis and questionable with his injury, it's probably a game 7 that they're going to be looking at. But game 2 starts where the quest is to make sure they have a chance to get that game 6 or game 7. So I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks in game 2 over the Miami Heat. Even though the Miami Heat lead this series, the Bucks are at home and they're going to find a way to keep their series alive. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, in the 3rd slot, we have the Cavaliers and Knicks game 3 Friday, April 21st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on ABC, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, what can I say? The Knicks stunned the Cavaliers in game 1 of this series, taking care of business and stealing it, what they had to do. You got a 4 and 5 seed in this matchup, so it's very evenly matched. Score of the game 1, ladies and gentlemen, was 101-97. I understand we don't have a game 2 because that's tonight, so I can't really give you more stats of what this is going to look like. But I think, the Knicks and the Cavaliers, very close. Even the ESPN has the statistics of the Knicks as a almost 56% chance of winning compared to the Cavaliers 44. But like I said, it's that homestand. They're going to try to swing it back and make the series 1-1 because that's what the Cavaliers have to do to keep them alive in this series. The Knicks did their job, like I said, with the Lakers. They won on the road when they had to early in the playoffs so they can take their wins, they take the foot off the gas, but they don't have to play like a do or die scenario where like they can fall down in the series. So you got a little bit of game strategy in here, but obviously you want to still come out swinging and make it a 2-0 series where they have to steal one in New York and make it a lot difficult on the Cavaliers to play smart ball and make game time decisions efficiently. But I think the Cavaliers are going to find a way to steal this, keep this game relatively close to how we see in game 1. Game 2 tonight in Cleveland, but game 3 is in New York. And I think, like I said, the Cavaliers are going to try to steal game 2, not really steal game 2, but win game 2 tonight and then go to New York and get that hot streak and go 2-1 in this series. So I have the Cavaliers taking game 3 in this one over the New York Knicks. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, in the game 2 slot, the Kings, the Warriors, game 3, Thursday, April 20th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time on TNT, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, Kings are 2-0 in this series. I do not believe this. The Sacramento Kings is 2-0 against the mighty Golden State Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not seen this for the Golden State Warriors since like the 2019 playoffs where they ended up losing 2 games back to back. But them being down like this is very concerning. Yes, they go back to Golden State, and yes, I have them winning it. But if they slip up at any point in time, and keep in mind on top of this, ladies and gentlemen, Draymond Green could be suspended from this game. We don't know what the jurisdiction of the NBA is right now. They'll probably have a ruling of it right now, and I didn't see when I was making my script, so I highly apologize about that. But this series is slipping away from the Warriors. Like, what is happening? This should have been a 1-2 series right now. But what's going on is they're slacking. They're falling apart. Draymond Green had that technical, which threw off the Warriors' game plan, gave the Kings, the 2-0 series lead. And ladies and gentlemen, these games have been close. Game 1, ladies and gentlemen, is 126 to 123. Game 2, 114 to 106, ladies and gentlemen. These games are close. It's not like the, Warriors are blowing these games out and choking. The first game was close, but like you knew it was, the Kings were going to win it because they had the first home court advantage or first home win since 2006. So they had a lot at stake in trying to pull this off, and they did it. And then they won again. It's insane what this Kings team is doing. I do give them props for doing this, but now it's time to show you what playoff experience is like. This is where the Warriors come out to shine, and they're going to put the Kings in their place. I'm going to see a game 6 out of this, but we could see a possible game 7 based on how this is unfolding. If the Kings keep winning at home, Kings can walk out in 7. But can they do it? Can they go the distance? Can they go the extra mile? Can they be the kings of the court? Or will the Warriors fight back and give them a good old 1-2 jab and the Warriors take game 3? Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors have a 57% chance and the Kings have a 42% chance of victory. I'm feeling the Warriors on this one, so I'm going with that. And ladies and gentlemen, game of the week for this one of 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen. Top key matchup across the board. Don't know how to phrase it. It's the Suns Clippers. Stars have aligned. Stacked Suns team. The Clippers are trying to prove themselves with what they did with their team. Now you have an interesting matchup with the Suns and Clippers. The Clippers have, I would say, have game 3, but at the same time, game 2 is tonight, so you don't have a lot of stats to really have a solid opinion on this. But like I said earlier, winning game 1 or stealing one on the road in the NBA playoffs, when you're that lower seed, I guess the higher seed in that sentence, you got to do it. And the Clippers did it. And the Suns are struggling. Even ESPN has the Clippers winning game 3. Even though I know it's in LA with the Clippers, the Suns are going to try to go on this, win 2 games back to back, take care of game 2 tonight, and win game 3. That's what I have going on with this. I don't think I need anything else with this. I'm really not giving you stat crunches because it's like early in the NBA, playoffs. Can't really formulate what each series is going to look like, how players are filling each other out. So I can't give you too much stats. I can look at season stats and tell you points per game and all that stuff and tell you who's going to win it. But you have to look at this week of games. How do you going to formulate who's the better players, who's getting hot, who's injured, who's doubtful, technicals, and all that stuff to really formulate what's going to go down. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I have the Suns taking care of business in this one in game 3, Thursday, April 20th, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on NBA TV. Let's do a quick recap, and we'll get you on out of here so you can enjoy the rest of the Hawks and Celtics game tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the 2 other games for the NBA playoffs. Without further ado, let's go. Now, we got game 6, like I said, in our picks for 6 for 6. We have the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets game 2, Wednesday, April 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time on TNT. And I have the Nuggets winning game 2. Next up, we have the Memphis Grizzlies against the Los Angeles Lakers game 2, April 19th, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on TNT, and have the Grizzlies winning it. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Heat Bucks games 2, April 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time on NBA TV, and I have the Bucks winning game 2. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Game 3 Friday, April 20th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on ABC. Cavaliers Knicks, and I have the Cavaliers taking care of business and winning Game 3 on this one. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Kings Warriors Game 3, April 20th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time on TNT, and I have the Warriors winning Game 3. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, game of the week for 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen, the key pivotal point for this series, Suns Clippers Game 3, Thursday, April 20th, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on NBA TV, and I have the Suns winning this game. Like I said, our overall record this season, ladies and gentlemen, is 6-11-1. Hopefully we gotta get more stuff. Hopefully we get 4 wins so we can cross the 10 mark. But obviously we want the perfect and get all of our picks correct. And we move on as 12-11-1. Perfect way to do it. And like I said, last episode 3, we went 3 for 3. And that was during the March Madness. And we were selecting all the women's games at that time. So now we have the NBA playoffs on top of that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's program of Season 3, Episode 4 of 6 for 6. We'll catch you all next week for another edition of 6 for 6. So long for now. Enjoy the rest of the games of the NBA playoffs this week, and we'll catch you next week. So long for now. Bye-bye.